This is to assist you if you're trying to check your answers after completing the Ministry of Education's Literacy Worksheet 2 for 2021. C is about writing a composition with, using the pictures that they have given. So here they've got 4 pictures. It seems to show a progression. So something's happening in 1, and then number 2 happens, whatever that's happening in picture 2, then number 3, then number 4. Okay, it appears to be a child making their bed. Now, what are a few things that we can gather from this picture? If the child is making their bed and the bed seems to be fully made by picture 4, that means it's likely to be happening in the morning, right? People make their beds in the morning because at night they pull the bed covers off to get into bed. So this appears to be in the morning. So maybe the title would be something like what I do when I get out of bed in the morning, or the first thing I do when I get out of bed in the morning. Okay. Right, let's jot a few notes down beside each picture so that it helps us tell the story a bit better. The first one is the child. Let's see what the child is doing. It seems to be pulling out the sheet underneath. So the covers on top of the bed seem to be both the sheet that covers the bed and then the bed cover. Right, so he or she pulls out, okay, maybe we can call I, right? Could be ourselves we're telling the story about. I pull out the bed sheet, right? And then the second thing they do is number 2, I straighten the bed sheet okay, all the way to the pillow. Then number 3 appears to be pulling up the bed cover. Okay, I pull up the bed cover to the pillow, bed cover up to the pillow, and then the 4th thing that's happening here is after the sheet and bed cover us and bed cover are straightened, comma, I arrange I pick up my toys off the floor the toys are arranged on my pillow. Okay, my toys, I arrange my toys on my pillow. Okay, so you want 100 to 120 words, and when you're writing a composition of 120 words, which is roughly about 12 lines. So that's using an average of about 10 words per line. So about 12 lines. You'd give about 2 lines to the introduction of your composition, 2 lines to the conclusion of your composition, and the rest of the lines in the middle. That's remaining 8 lines. So 2, 8, and another 2 give you a total of 12 lines. So the first thing you would do is think what is a good introduction to the composition. We had said before that maybe, I had said before that maybe a good title to the composition is What I Do When I Get Out of Bed Every Morning. Okay, that's a reasonable title to use. It seems to be what's happening in these pictures. Now, what is a good opening introduction, opening paragraph, which is your introduction? You are saying what the whole composition is about. So you can say something like, when I get out of bed every morning, I make my bed the way my father has taught me. Let's say my father. So, when I get out of bed every morning, I make my, the first thing I do First thing I do is make my bed the way my father taught me to. Okay, that seems to be a good way to open it. That's approximately 2 lines already there, maybe 1.5 to 2 lines there. So, okay, when I get out of the bed every morning, the first thing I do is make my bed the way my father taught me to. So the first line can be, firstly, comma, I pull out the bed sheet. And then the second line is, then I straighten the bed sheet all the way to the pillow. Okay, this pull out the bed sheet, from under the bed cover. So maybe we can add this to the first one. Pull out the bed sheet from under the bed cover. Then I straighten the bed sheet all the way to the pillow. Then the third picture we'd put up, I pull up the bed cover up to the pillow. Or we can add up and straighten out. So when you're making your bed and you pull out pull the sheets up to the pillow, you kind of smooth the sheets over to make sure there are no big wrinkles on it, that there are no big folds or lumps, that's everything out smooth, right? So I pull up the bed cover up to the pillow, and smooth out the lumps. Okay, you can put that. Lumps or bumps, I don't know what you'd like to put down, the bumps. And then number 4 is, after the sheet and bed cover are straightened, I pick up the toys off the floor, because you see the toys are on the floor here. I arrange my toys on my pillow. Now we have to complete the composition off with a conclusion, something that closes off the story. So we're introducing no new ideas, nothing new. We're just kind of summarizing the everything that we've said so far. A good way to think about the conclusion too is you can summarize what you think of what you've done, or again repeat something that you have said earlier. Okay. And say, how does it make you feel after all of that is done? When my bed is made up and neat, it makes me feel ready to face the day. When my bed is made up and neat, it makes me ready to face the day. I'm glad my dad taught me how to make my bed. Okay, so our picture composition, this is what we end up with, because you couldn't see it clearly when it was written all around that picture. The heading was what I do when I get out of bed every morning. So give your composition a heading. We'd said it was between 100 to 120 words. What we ended up with was 115 words. We used only 12 lines. Well, that was the aim. 2 lines for the introduction, 2 lines for the end, the conclusion, and the rest in the main body. So if we read it through again, the main thing that we're summarizing: when I get out of bed every morning, the first thing I do is make my bed the way my father taught me to. And then we go into the body. Firstly, I pull out the bed sheet from under the bed cover. Then I straighten the bed sheet all the way to the pillow. I pull up the bed cover up to the pillow and smooth out the bumps. After the sheet and bed cover are straightened, I pick up my toys off the floor. I just changed this last line in the body. I put in lastly, just to round off that paragraph nicely. So lastly, I arrange my toys on my pillow. Then the conclusion was, when my bed is made up and neat, it makes me feel ready to face the day. I'm glad my dad taught me how to make my bed. There you have it. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, then click here to watch more videos in this worksheet series, and here to subscribe to the channel.